Hey, what's up YouTube? Duelist Tellarknight here, and I'm coming at you with another deck profile. This time it is of my signature deck, my Tellarknights. This deck, I have modified it to fit the new ban list, and I have also worked on it to where it's still competitive in this format, and I have actually won a locals with this deck, with this build actually, except for the Solemn Judgment. That's about the only change in this build. Since I last updated it, though my last update was not put on YouTube, so the Solemn Judgment is a nice little addition to put in this deck profile. This deck has been able to beat World Chalice, Lightsworn, Pendulum Magicians, True Draco, Full Power Zoodiac, believe it or not, and just many other decks. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and I will also be showcasing my side deck in this profile. My side deck is used in every single deck profile that I do. So, well, it's used in every deck that I play, not in every deck profile. I play a universal side deck pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. So, let's go ahead and get started. For the Tellarknight deck, you play your standard triple Tellarknight Deneb, which he's your Stratos of the deck. You kind of need 3 of him for the deck to work. Triple Altair. Altair is like a Call of the Haunted monster version. If I can get all 3 of them to go straight. There we go. Somewhat. So Altair is normally your search target off of Deneb. Next, you play 3 Unokalhai. I used to only play 2 of this, but then when Reinforcement of the Army got put to 1 on the ban list, it's kind of hard to play the deck with it at 2 and not seeing your Deneb enough, so you want to use Unuk to send Deneb to the graveyard to get its effect off. Next, you play 2 Vega. Vega allows you to just special summon a Tellarknight monster accept itself from your hand, which makes your driver plays much easier because you can summon Vega. Vega's effect to get out Altair. Altair's effect you get Deneb. And then Deneb's effect you search for another Altair. And ta-da. Next, I play 2 more Tellarknight monsters. They're both 1-of, so I'm going to go ahead and put them both out. Alsom for the 1000 point burn. I am so sorry for the glare, guys. I wish my camera would focus and get rid of that. And then Tellarknight Sirius. So, Alsom does 1000 point damage burn to your opponent when it's summoned, but it can only do that once per turn per copy of the card. Well, per card name actually. So, you can't summon like 3 different Alsoms in a turn and burn 3k. You can only do its effect once per turn, period. And all of the Tellarknight monsters are like that. So, next is Sirius. Sirius is actually really great in this deck because you can target 5 Tellarknight monsters in your graveyard, shuffle all 5 into the deck, draw 1 card. So if you send 5 of your extra deck monsters from the grave back to the extra deck, you just got a free draw, which is pretty nice in this deck. That is it for the monsters, so I'm going to go ahead and set those aside. Next is the spells, and I play 2 Skybridge to make up for the Rhoda that we lost, but you still play 1 copy of Rhoda. Rhoda is very helpful in this deck. It allows you to get that Deneb sooner. Skybridge, you can use it to combo off for a driver play, pretty much. That's why I like playing Skybridge, though you can only special summon Tellarknight monsters the turn you activate its effect. And then next, I play 2 Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone's in here for the sole purpose of getting rid of my opponent's Pendulum Scales, really. So, next I play 2 more spells. They're both 1-ofs. Foolish Burial to get that Deneb in the graveyard so you can summon him out faster, and Upstart Goblin to give you a little bit of draw power. And that is it for the spells, so I will move those out of the way now. And on to the traps. So, in Tellarknights, of course, you're going to play your standard 3 Stellar Nova Alpha. Alpha is literally kind of like a Solemn Strike minus the fact that it negates a summon, because Alpha does not negate a summon. And instead of paying life points, you tribute a Tellarknight monster, which, if you tribute certain ones from the extra deck, you get graveyard effects that go off, which are very helpful. But at the same time, you also get a draw when you activate this. Only if you destroy the card, though. And then next is going to be 3 Call of the Haunteds. You need your Call of the Haunteds. This deck makes its plays from the graveyard. And then 3 copies. A lot of people don't suggest this, but I do. 3 copies of Rivalry of Warlords. This is so that in a Pendulum matchup or whatever, your opponent's Link monsters most of the time are going to be a completely different type of monster from the rest of their deck. Because most of your Link monsters are Cybers type, but your actual deck is going to be like a warrior or something like that. Next, I play quite a few 2-ofs actually. 2 Back to the Front. This replaced my Oasis of Dragon Souls. Granted, I would probably put in Oasis of Dragon Souls if need be, because it's just more ways to get your monsters back from the grave. And then 2 Fiendish Chain for the sole purpose of effect negation. You want to negate the effect of that Cerugia's Skull Dread, or whatever your opponent summons, Borload, whatever. Next, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole. I do side deck a 3rd, but I will go over my side deck here in a bit, actually. So, next is going to be a little different. 2 Solemn Strike instead of the 3, plus a Solemn Judgment and Solemn Warning. So pretty much your entire Solemn Brigade. This is just for the sole purpose of keeping your opponent from being able to do stuff, really. And then, last but not least, I play 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance in this deck. And if I had a 3rd copy, I would side deck it, but I don't, so I just main 2. And it actually does really good. That's this card plus all of the other trap cards I run are what helped me beat Pendulum Magicians and all those other decks that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So that is it for the main deck. Let's go ahead and go on to the extra deck. Going to play, well, for your extra deck, it's all very standard for the extra. You're going to play your 3 Triver. He returns everything on the field to the hand except himself when he is summoned, so he's very helpful. 3 Millennium-Eyes. This actually took some convincing on my part. I originally ran 2, but I've been running 3 for quite a while now. And first tournament I won after Link format started with this deck, actually I managed to summon all 3 of these in one game. So, yeah. And he allows you to bring out your Triver or Deltaros or whatever easier. He's like a Tellarknight minus the fact that he can bring out, well, minus the fact that Tellarknight can bring out anything that's 1 rank higher than it. So, and then next you're going to play 1 copy of Deltaros. I'm so sorry about that glare. The video's just going to be a little off center, I guess, today. And 1 Constellar Diamond. Diamond is in here for the sole purpose of the fact that Shadow Dino is a thing. You want to stop your opponent's shadows, and you also want to stop Lightsworns because cards cannot be sent from deck to grave. So, very helpful card. Deltaros is literally there because he can just pop a card on the field. Next is going to be your number 86. Keep in mind I don't run any Link monsters in this deck because you only need to summon about one Xyz monster at a time. Though if I do get Isolde, the Noble Knight Link, I will probably pack in 1 or 2 copies of it into this deck. Rangaminiad is very helpful in this deck, especially when you get the max number of materials. Next is Excalibur, because sometimes you just need a 4000 beat stick. And then, because you're playing 2 Trap Holes now, 1 Rafflesia, and then the rest are just standard, really. Standard rank 4s. Baguska, 101, still. These 2 have been in my deck since I originally made it. And then Tsukiyomi. So that is it for your XZs and extra deck cards. And now we are on to the side deck. Sorry, it took me a minute. For the side deck, monster-wise, I play 2 Effective Ailer and 1 Flying Sea. That's it for the monsters. Holy cow, that is blinding. I'll put that over there for you guys. Spell-wise, I play 1 Pot of Desires and 1 System Down. System Down is in there because the ABC and Cosmo matchups are still there slightly. Pot of Desires, I can swap Upstart Goblin out for that. And if you have any questions as to how this fits into my other decks as well, please leave a comment on this video or the other videos and let me know that you're just curious, and I will get back to you on that. Next is going to be the trap cards, so let's go ahead and move those out of the way. 3-dimensional barrier, and this one actually I just noticed is slightly a reprint because the secret rare part, I mean not reprint but misprint, because the secret rare part doesn't quite shine through, and I just noticed that. The others you can easily tell they're secret, but this one for some strange reason, I don't know, I just noticed that. Next is 3 Jurassic Drop-Off. I know someone asked me why I don't main this in my Counter Fairy deck, so I will be putting a link to this profile in the comment, well, in a reply to him, so that he can see my side deck. Next is Strike. Now, this is for any deck that already mains 3 Solemn Strike. The card I swap in for it is going to be your Contacting Sea, or Contact Sea. Contact Sea is very helpful because it makes it to where if you're in a Tellarknight mirror match or something, your opponent cannot exit summon. And then next is Chaos Trap Hole. Again, another Trap Hole card for the deck. And it's also a counter trap for counter fairies. And then Bottomless Trap Hole, also another Trap Hole name, and you can play 3 now, so why not? And then Floodgate Trap Hole, also another Trap Hole name. Floodgate Trap Hole is really good against Cleafort or Pendulum Magicians because then you can just flip all their monsters face down. And that is it for this deck profile, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to have a link in the description to an eBay page that my fiance and I run. This page is, I sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards on it so that maybe eventually I can get a new instrument because I play French horn, and let's just be honest, the one I play right now is 50 some odd years old and needs to be replaced. So if you guys would like to help me out with Yu-Gi-Oh cards in return, that would be great. Not begging you guys, I'm just saying. A great way to help out me as well as get cards you need in return. So without further ado, I will let you guys go. Thank you for watching. Don't know what that is. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Duelist Tellarknight signing off.